I don't know how long this AI technique or thing has been around, but I just found out about it and had to share it with you because honestly, this is going to change the way you run your business from this day moving forward. It's basically a way to get a better, faster, more reliable AI assistant that works specifically for your business, because at the end of the day, your biggest competitor isn't some rival business. It's most probably an AI that's learning your industry faster than you are. This technique or this method is called, and I'm going to run through it in this video so that by the end of it, you'll know exactly how you can start using it within your business from today. A couple of weeks ago, I was chatting with a developer friend of mine and we were speaking about how AI is rapidly improving lately. I don't know if you've noticed, but it's literally leaps and bounds. Day to day, AI is just getting better and better and better. And while we're speaking, he said something that really stood out to me. He said that as good as AI is and as good as it's going to be, there's a lot of people who are still using it as if it's Google version 2.0, where you just type in a simple question and expect an amazing answer. And honestly, he was right. If you're using AI to do simple things like summarize an article or type up a quick draft of an email, that's totally fine. But if you're a business owner and that's all you're using AI for, then you are missing out on a massive opportunity. And the problem that most people come across when using AI, things like ChatGPT or Gemini, what happens is they would just type in a prompt, get an answer, be satisfied, move on. And like I said, that's totally fine if all you want to do is use the AI to do those simple kinds of things. But for business owners, the real power of AI is not necessarily how much the AI knows, but how much it knows about your company specifically. And I know that kind of sounds like little fairy dust or a weird vague statement, so let me explain. You see, AI models like ChatGPT or Gemini basically have what is called a context window, and I have spoken about this in previous videos, but in a nutshell, what it is, it's the AI's short-term memory. So that basically means you can only feed ChatGPT a certain amount of information at once. So if you've ever pasted a really long document into ChatGPT and then you got an answer about that document that was completely way off track, that basically means that you've reached that limit. It just can't remember anything. And what happens is the AI basically starts making things up. It has hallucinations. And for a business owner, hallucinations are a nightmare. Think about it. Imagine having an AI chatbot that gives a customer completely wrong information, or trying to create a marketing campaign that is way off track and off brand from what your company is. That is bad news, and it's a big part of the reason why a lot of people kind of stop using these tools after the hype or after the initial hype has worn out. Because burn me once, shame on you. Doesn't sound right. Anyway, so how do we fix this? Before I get into it, I actually think it's really cool how I came across this whole thing. It was quite a big coincidence. A few weeks ago, I was at a coffee shop and I was ordering a few coffees for quite a few people, and some people have really complicated coffee orders. It's not just like black coffee. And so the barista tried to remember everybody's drink, but when I got the order, he got one of those drinks wrong. And I mean really wrong. Anyway, so he basically just shrugged his shoulders and he said, sorry man, I guess I filled up my brain space for the day. And it's kind of like that with AI sometimes. So how serendipitous is it that I had this incident at the coffee shop and then found out about this method literally within a few days of each other? But I digress. Let's get into this actual method and how it all works. The method, or the thing, or the technique that I've been alluding to all this time is called Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG. And before you click off this video thinking that it is super technical or super complicated, I promise you it's not. But starting at the top, the thing that you're going to be creating is called a vector store. That is like the jargon term for it. Think of it as an open book exam that your AI is going to be using. So instead of asking the AI to recall facts from its own general knowledge or information that it's just pulled from a simple web page, you give it access to your own private, up-to-date filing cabinet, your company's data. This could be your entire history of customer service tickets, internal policy documents, sales scripts, literally whatever. So when you use RAG, the AI first goes and finds the relevant information from the files that you've given it, and then uses that information to answer your question. And this now means that the AI is no longer guessing. It is giving you a factual, verifiable answer based on the data that you've given it about your company. And that's what makes it way more reliable and way more powerful. And like I said previously, this is not at all as complicated complicated as it sounds. You do not need to be a developer. You can literally watch this video, understand how it works, how to implement it in your business, and start using it from today. All you need to do is connect your data sources. So what do I mean by that? Basically, you could have a Google folder full of different PDFs or different documents about your business, about your company that you want to use as something that the AI can reference. You could even use something like a Notion workspace with all of your company's policies, and you're going to connect it to a specific platform. Now, there are a couple of conditions with this. When it comes to using ChatGPT, you will need the paid version. With the free version, you cannot connect something like your Google Drive directly to ChatGPT. You will need the paid version for that. But a simple way around that is to just use Gemini, because from Gemini, you don't need a paid account at all. You can literally, using your free account, connect your Google Workspace or your Google Office tools directly to your Gemini account. And then you can extract all of that different information in real time while using the AI. So if you decide to use the free option, Google Gemini, it's probably not going to work as well if you want to create a fully fledged AI agent for your company or for your business. But if you want to do things like marketing campaigns, those types of stuff, it'll still work just as well. And then if you do want to create a full-blown AI agent with all of the bells and whistles, then you can go the paid option and use ChatGPT and then connect the Google Drive or the Notion workspace in the same way. But then you can do the marketing, and you can also have the AI agent for customer service as well. But I'll get into all of those different use examples in a little while. But basically, when you connect this data to any of these platforms, that data then becomes the brain that your AI can reference. And so when you start using AI this way for your business, what it means is that you can start creating super powerful AI agents that completely understand your business. And to give you a more specific example of how you can use this, let's say you build an AI agent that handles all of your customer support, and then you've got a customer that asks about your return policy. This AI agent can now reference all of these documents and give them the exact return policy of your company. It's no longer just guessing or assuming what it is. Or you create a marketing agent that writes all of your email campaigns or your blog posts. But the difference with this one is that all of the content that it gives you is not just random made up stuff. It's actually grounded in your past content that has been proven to perform well. So that way you're just recycling success. This is like creating an army of junior employees that knows your company intimately. Then some other things that you can do with RAG is that you can create a business intelligence agent, something that basically looks into your past sales performance, forecast trends, and then use all of that information to even help you with a future pricing strategy. So you can ask it something like, what would be the best price point for this new product based on our last quarterly sales performance in the Midwest? And it will not hallucinate your answer. It will look at your actual data and give you a grounded and actionable response. So in Use RAG, it's a lot more than just thinking about using it with these, what we perceive to be like surface level tasks and duties, right? Like marketing or writing emails or writing content. You can literally use it to dig deep into your business's past performance and give you forecasts and trends and information or ideas on what things looks like moving forward. And I know in this video I've just given a few ideas on how you can actually use RAG, but because the AI has so much information and so much data about your business, there's honestly not a single role in any type of business that I can think of within reason that this technique or this method will not be useful for. This is really just the tip of the iceberg. I know constantly there are videos about asking you to think about all of the repetitive tasks that you have to do every day. And yes, that's right, because AI can help you do those things. But when you use RAG and you're giving the AI this platform, this plethora of information, this brain of all of the necessary information and data about your business and past performance, now you're going to start doing it correctly. At this point, the divide in competition is no longer about who's using AI and who's not, because honestly, I think majority of people, specifically business owners, are getting onto this AI trend. The real difference is going to be between those who use it strategically and those who are still going to be stuck using the AI like a toy. And if you really think about it, at least what I think is that using tools or methods like RAG is how a multi-million-dollar or even how a multi-billion-dollar would be using AI. Keep creating, keep growing, and I'll catch you in the next video.